All right, you want to lose 30 pounds in 90 days? Yeah, I bet. Who doesn't? You want to do it and you want it to be extremely easy, of course. I can do this, I can make this happen, I can even show you, but the reality is, you know you, and I have a feeling I know you too. But anyway, welcome to Walk Talk Vent. Let's do this.
Hey, welcome back. We're going to check in on Chronically Stephanie. So check it out, guys. She is now 15 weeks post-op gastric bypass. She's starting to feel good about herself again. She's over the stricture situation, at least for a while. So let's hear what she has to say.
It's my week 15 weigh-in from gastric bypass, Roux-en-Y. I had my surgery on September 9th, 2013, and today I weigh 181.1, and my highest weight was 250. So I am very happy with that. I forget what I weighed last week. I apologize. I should have checked. Let's see. I'm about to head into the gym. I've been going 3 to 4 times a week and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so much that I'm trying to figure out a way to keep going. This was a gift from my mother-in-law for Christmas to have a personal trainer, so I'm going to try and find a way to keep going because I'm really enjoying it. What else is going on? New Year's resolutions. In the past it was always to lose weight, but this year it is going to be to run my first 5K or a couple, hopefully. What else? Oh, I need to confess that I also plan on quitting smoking in 2014. I quit before surgery.
I didn't know she was a smoker, but apparently she is smoking again because what happens when you start losing weight and feeling cool? You want to prove to everyone you're cool by drinking and smoking. Listen, this is how you prove that you're cool to your kids and grandkids. Get some oatmeal, plain, and let's give this diet and exercise plan a try.
And then I had some really stressful times in my life. My daughter started having seizures, and I know using things to cope isn't a good thing, but it happened, and so I want to quit smoking. I think it'll help my workouts too a lot, and not to mention it's killing me, so I don't want that. I want to be healthy in 2014. So that's what my plan is. Everything else, related to my surgery is going well right now. I'm still struggling to get my water in, getting my protein in well. Yeah, not much else is going on. So
That's the one thing that gets me about this diet. You kind of figure it'd be something that you go through and you're naturally going to want to eat less because your stomach is smaller and you just kind of figure it'd make things easier. But to me, it seems like it makes things even more challenging because you have to start making sure you check your protein intake and you want to make sure you lower your carbs and you want to make sure you force feed yourself water at certain times, right? So this is just really interesting. Another thing I think is interesting is that her mother-in-law purchased her a membership. And the reason I do is because my mind's eye, the way I kind of imagine things is I picture her husband talking to the mom about his wife's weight. And then all of a sudden the mom says, "Hey, you don't mention it to her. I'll buy her a gym membership." But I could be wrong. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out another video.
hey, it's Stephanie. I am coming to you to do my week 16 post-op RNY gastric bypass weigh-in. Today is December 30th, 2013. So for Christmas, I got a new scale, and that scale seems to be 2 pounds more than what my old scale was. So This week I weighed in at 182.3 compared to 181.1 last week. I'm not sure if that's just the scale's different or if I did, in fact, gain weight. I do know that I am now in a medium, and I am just about in a size 10 jeans from a size 22 when I was pre-op. So I am not taking it too hard. I think it's just going to take time for me to adjust to the new scale. Let's see what else is going on. I wanted to talk a little bit about marital problems after weight loss surgery. It seems to affect a lot of people, and Christmas Eve, it affected me in a pretty big way. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but counseling is in my very immediate future. Unfortunately, there are some things, we can control. We can control, our water intake, our vitamins, our food, our exercise, but we can't control our spouses.
It's a real bummer life because the reality is there are so many people that are so happy, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and they can ruin things for a family, right? Call them a home breaker, whatever the situation is. But there's always little clues. And what's interesting is, again, if you go back just that previous video we were watching, all of a sudden mom-in-law is trying to buy you a gym membership. Could that just be coincidence? Of course. But I can't help but think all of a sudden 1 week later, she's hip to the game that all of a sudden she's got some marital problems, right? Her spouse is probably thinking about breaking up with her. I don't really know what the situation is, but do you find it kind of interesting that week before mother-in-law is buying her a gym membership, right? And then all of a sudden there's marriage problems. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's another girl, but let's hope there isn't.
And what they do. And I'm not sure, whatever the reason is, that, you know, things seem to happen after weight loss surgery. Seems like it happens to a lot of people. And it sucks. It sucks really bad. I've had a really rough week. The good news is that I haven't turned to food as comfort, although I've wanted to.
No, she's turning to cigarettes and he's turning to girls. But anyway, listen, let me ask you this. Put your answer to this question in the comment section below. If somebody was going through weight loss surgery and they started having marital problems, excuse me, do you think it would be a situation where the guy is threatening to leave the woman? Or do you think the woman, if she was the one that went through the weight loss surgery, do you think she'd be like, "Yeah, I'm ready to leave this guy"? Because it seems to me like there's a body transformation that occurs where all of a sudden you go from one person to a completely different person. So again, do you think normally it would be the person wanting to break up that had nothing to do with the surgery? Or do you think it would be the person in the marriage that actually went through the surgery? I'd be interested to find out what your answers are.
I'm relying mostly on strength from friends, and I haven't told my family yet. I don't know if I will. But, so yeah, that's been going on with me this week. It sucks. But I have hope that it'll get better. So I guess that's all I have today. Oh, my highest weight was 250, my surgery weight was 224, and my current weight is 182.3.
Did you hear the way she said her weight there? It was kind of like an afterthought, right? When your marriage is falling apart, when your life is falling apart, when life sucks in general, certain things that you think would make you happy, like losing 70 pounds, it's like, who the heck cares about that, you know? What's really sad about this is that even though this happened in, I believe, 2013 is the date that we're looking at here, I can still feel her pain, you know? And it's one of those things where before you leave your husband or before you leave your wife, before you break up a marriage, if you're the home wrecker, Just think about what you're doing, because I guarantee you that you and I on this day in 2013 were probably worried about our little problems that are not that big of a deal necessarily. Meanwhile, this woman here was literally going through hell. So anyway, let's check out another video.
Um, I'm really not feeling well today. I apologize for being a day late on my video. I spent yesterday in the emergency room. I started the day, I was working out and I threw up, and I thought it was because I was working out too hard. But it continued throughout the day, and then I started getting extreme pain in my upper abdomen, and I continued to throw up, and it just wasn't good. I'm still really dehydrated, even though they gave me 2 liters of fluids in the emergency room. That's why my voice sounds like this. I wasn't able to see my surgeon yesterday, so that's why I went into the emergency room. I do have an appointment with him today, and I have a feeling he'll probably admit me. What they found in the emergency room is that there's a communication between my new stomach and my old stomach, and there's fluid in there, and that could be what's causing my pain. Another hypothesis is that I have an ulcer, which, it could be both. I think it could be an ulcer because I woke up with severe reflux this morning, and I've been vomiting, and I'm just in a lot of pain. It's not good. So I'm not looking forward to my appointment today, but one of the things that ER doc said is that I'll probably need a contrast dye scan done, and I will probably need an endoscopy done to see about that communication between the pouches. It's not quite clear how that could happen. I'll have to talk to my surgeon about that, and I'll update with more information as I find out. I did have an NSV at the hospital. Amongst all that going on, I still notice things, and one of the things I notice is that I fit in the smaller size blood pressure cuff. I'm no longer in the maroon one, I'm back in the blue, which, was a big deal for me. Also saying my weight out loud when they asked me how much I weighed, and I almost said 200s, but it's 176. That's pretty cool. I did weigh myself this morning, which I probably shouldn't have, and I was like 182 something. So I think that's from the fluids. So hopefully that'll go back down, but that's why I'm not using that weight today, because I don't think it's accurate. Yeah, that's it. I will update again today after I go to the surgeons. I hope everyone.
Gosh, it feels really surreal. And again, I know this is like a decade ago, but the reason it feels so surreal to me is you have a person that she's trying to be a YouTuber, right? She's trying to let you know what she's going through and giving you updates, but in the background, she's got marital problems. She's got some problems with her health that are starting to really compound. When you get nausea for one day, a lot of us can be a big boy or a big girl for one day and kind of fight it off, no big deal. I know some women that can be nauseous a little bit more regularly, and again, no big deal. But when you start dealing with stomach upset constantly, it just really weighs on you. And I feel really bad for her at this point, but I feel good enough to watch another couple videos. How about you? So let's do this. So I don't know if you noticed the theme. We're going to fast forward to week 22 now. And the one thing that I'm starting to notice is, instead of an upright, happy, bubbly Stephanie that we're used to, we're starting to see somebody that, she still has that mid 30s, maybe even late 20s look to her face, right? She's got a babyish looking face. But I can see some anguish. I can see some stress. And it looks like she's definitely starting to age, right? And I don't know if you've noticed, but we're no longer seeing an upright Stephanie. We're starting to see a lot of laying down in a bed Stephanie. So let's hear what's going on here, week 22.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie coming to you for my post-op Roux-en-Y gastric bypass week 22 weigh-in and a little discharge from the hospital update. I think it's been 2 weeks since I weighed in, I think. But I weighed 169.6 the last time I weighed in. And this week I weighed 166 even. My highest weight was 250. My surgery date weight was 224. To be honest, I don't really care about the numbers right now. I'm home, but I'm lying down, which is not a great angle for me, but whatever. Because I can't sit up without being nauseous and throwing up. And, it's just really hard. I just want to feel well. And I don't know when this is going to end. So, I'm sorry for crying. This is just my truth, you know. I have been trying to put on a really brave face and being positive and hopeful for everybody, but I'm scared. I'm scared that I won't feel better. I'm scared of having more surgeries. I'm scared of, what did I do to myself? I just wanted to be healthy and I'm not. So, that's where I'm at today. I guess that's it. I hopefully will have better news for you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to contemplate one thing. When people have to go through weight loss surgery, when people have to go to weight loss drugs like Ozempic or Wegovy, I know in my heart of hearts they don't want to go that route. You know in your heart of hearts they don't want to go that route, but sometimes they end up going that route. Here's the thing. Before you go that route, give me 90 days. Let's see if we can shave off 10 pounds, because if we start going in the right direction, we might be able to get you away from needing to go through these surgeries, because trust me, most people have successful surgeries. But these people like Stephanie do exist. And now she's getting to the point where life isn't enjoyable and she doesn't exactly care about the weight anymore. So those are just things to ponder, okay? With that being said, grab your shoes. Let's go for a walk.
I know I have a hard time believing it myself sometimes. I was literally put on this earth to help you lose 30 pounds in the next 90 days. Totally, that would be awesome if that could happen, right? But the truth is it can, but it really depends on a couple of things. Number one, are you willing to try this little experiment or challenge with me for the next 90 days? I've done this experiment multiple times with success, so I know what's at the finish line waiting for us. If you join me in avoiding sugar, drinking water, and walking every day, not only are you going to feel better about yourself, but you're going to start making better plans for your future. I can do this, you can do this, we can do this. Let's do this. So check it out. Today I did a little bit of an accounting on my clothes. I tried on a handful of my t-shirts. I've been trying on different pairs of shorts throughout the last couple of weeks because in Arizona we're just getting a little too hot for pants, you know. And basically all my clothes are feeling tight. And about half of my pairs of shorts and almost all of my pairs of pants, like I told you before, are not fitting me at all. So one reward that taking on this challenge for me is going to be the fact that I get to wear my clothes again. Hey, I was deep diving YouTube videos before I hit the record button here today. And the one thing that was really keeping my attention was, what happens if the electric grid ever goes out? And it got me thinking that, just 25 years ago, if you took away our cell phones and stuff, it was really not that big of a deal, because in 1999, many people still didn't own a cell phone, or at least I don't think they did, if I remember right. And if they did, I don't even think they really focused on texting back then. I think it was literally, you would use it to place a call. We actually used them to replace beepers. Back then, a lot of the kids grew up with beepers on their hips. It was interesting? When people started ditching the beepers for cell phones, in the paper they would be selling payphone routes. And I always thought that was interesting, because what a cool job just to go and check on your payphones and take all the quarters out of them. And could you imagine making a living like that? And it was interesting because they knew something was up. They were literally all selling their payphones. And it was because somebody had tipped them off that we were going to be going cellular. And they knew there wasn't going to be a need for payphones anymore. And even now, if you go to Circle K or QT and you see a payphone, it's a rarity. But anyway, the reason I brought this up is because there's something kind of old-fashioned about walking, especially if you try to get addicted to it and try to make it a fun part of your life. It's so free, I mean, honestly, if your phone didn't work for an hour each and every day, you could technically plan to just take your walk during that hour and it wouldn't affect you at all. And, believe it or not, if you ever are in a situation in the future where the utilities go out, and I don't mean for a week in an apocalyptic type of way, but even if the utilities go out for, let's just say a good 3 or 4 hours during a decent sized storm, right? Well, I guess you're not walking during that time. Yeah, I forget I said it. But anyway, let's just say the utilities were out and it wasn't storming. You could easily go for a 2-hour walk. No big deal. No big deal. So I've been doing some reactions to this Chronically Stephanie person. That's her channel. Once again, if you're watching along with me and the channel, please do go to her channel and subscribe to her and give her a thumbs up. I think she does a great job with her videos. She speaks very well. She looks into the camera, which a lot of times I don't. But I really enjoy her channel, and she really has evolved a lot in the videos that you haven't seen, that hopefully I'll share with you going forward. But what's interesting is just how she started seeing little red flags. For example, every evening after 7, she was starting to feel real acidic and, real nauseous and stuff. And if you think about it, what happens at 7 is a lot of us will eat our final meal of the day. And speaking of during the day, a lot of times we're up walking, or maybe we're sitting upright at a desk. But come 7 or 8 in the evening, a lot of times at that time, if you think about it, we're actually starting to lay down on our sides or lay down on our back and watch television propped up, right? And I bet what happened is she would eat her meal. And then because her stomach is smaller, all of her food was like way up here by her esophagus already. So then when she proceeds to lay down and relax, watch TV with her family, that acid probably started creeping up into her esophagus and stuff. And yeah, that'll make you feel nauseous, right? When it's right there ready to come up. So I kind of thought that was interesting, because again, when she's making these videos, and I find it fascinating, by the way, that these videos are 10 years old, right? But when she's making these videos, guys, that's in real time. She didn't know that that was going to lead to further complications. But, you know, that's the cool thing. You guys can actually go to Chronically Stephanie's channel and you can watch all of her videos and get ahead of the game. But I would love it if you guys just kind of watched it with me. Let's check out Stephanie's path, and then we'll check out some people that are maybe on Ozempic and Wegovy. We'll check out some people that are maybe exercising too much. And we'll check other things that people are venting about. Because let's be honest, we live in a world where there's a lot of stuff to gripe and vent about. But I just want you guys to think about something, that it might be good to get away from our telephones, our cell phones, I should say. And it might be good to get away from the laptops and the computer screens. They're really dominating our life, especially over the last 25 years. And I'm telling you, there's something really wholesome and enjoyable about going on a walk. By the way, I want to tell you guys that doing a YouTube channel, so challenging. I tried a YouTube channel way back in 2008 and 2012, and back then I would just take whatever camera I had and I would stick it up and prop it up with books and a chair, and I would just sit down on my floor and I would just do a video. But now, you know, I'm trying to do it the right way, trying to edit my videos a little bit, trying to do a good thumbnail, and a lot of those things can make doing a daily video, which was my goal, can be more challenging. Now, here's the thing. I still want to do a daily goal, because if you walk daily and you can talk about things that are interesting to people, I think that's a good thing, right? It's really fun, especially if you're on the opposite side and you enjoy a channel. It's cool when they upload daily, I think, because I like YouTube. And I'm sure you do too. But anyway, I think I've gotten a lot of the technical aspect learned now. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't mastered any of it, and hopefully I'll get faster with video editing. But I should be able to start to do this more consistently now. I kind of thought that what I would do is buy a camera, get microphones, you know, the stuff that you would need. And I thought, since I'm doing mainly walking videos where I'm talking while I'm walking, I thought it would be really easy. But then I found out that my ancient computer that's about 8 years old is just way too slow to do any type of video editing. And so all of a sudden you're buying new equipment, you know. In my case, I wanted to buy a laptop and some other stuff and download some software, and you know, before you know it, you're in quite a few bucks. Keep it a buck. Yeah, keep it a lot of bucks. It's kind of expensive to be a YouTuber from that standpoint. From what I understand, the real bigwigs in YouTube, the Mr. Beasts and stuff, they can actually invest hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars into a single video. So I guess in the grand scheme, the amount that I've invested is pretty negligible. But anyway, back to Stephanie. I'm going to show a little bit of her videos every day, but then we're going to bounce around to some other folks as well. And I'm also going to be interviewing some folks. The other day I was doing some extra credit, which is to say I was walking while recording with my camera. And I actually met one of our neighbors. Her name escapes me right now, but she talked with us a little bit on film, and I'm hoping if I see her again, I can actually give her a full-blown interview, because that's what I'd like the channel to be, where we can talk about what we're venting. Hey, how's it going? See, I've already got these kids as fans. How are you?
Good.
Good. Now, luckily, I live in a neighborhood where the kids aren't too smart alecky, but I'm sure they wanted to say something smart alecky. You probably do live in a neighborhood where they are smart alecks, so be careful if you start toting around a camera. So, anyway, if you're contemplating taking Ozempic or Wegovy, just know that if it's something you have to do, then you have to do it. And I don't think you should be ashamed of it by any means. However, if it's something that you're willing to do, but before that you're willing to go through some options, then just like Stephanie suggests in the future, she's not suggesting it on these videos, I'm getting ahead of myself, but you should really try to see if you can do it without it first. And I'm sure even the doctors would suggest that. And then to take it a step further, before you do weight loss surgery, let's see if we can explore other options. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes people will show extreme examples. For example, there's my 600-pound life. If you're 400, 500, 600 pounds and your doctor thinks you should do weight loss surgery, by all means, do the surgery. Take advantage of having a doctor that can help you save your life, On the other hand, if you're overweight severely, and these pills can help you get control of your weight and help you get to a healthier weight, then again, by all means, do the pills. Where I can help you is if you were 200 pounds 6 months ago, and now after the holidays, you ballooned up to 250 pounds. I can help you. We can get this sugar and these carbs and this and that, we can get that under control. And we can get it under control pretty quickly, okay? So again, I'm not saying I can help you if you're the 600-pound individual, and it might be dangerous for you to walk at that point, and it might be better and more beneficial for you to go through a surgery. But, just something to ponder. I just don't want you guys thinking that you're a failure if you do take injections in the case of Wegovy and Ozempic, or if you do a full-blown surgery or a sleeve or whatever the case might be. You are not a failure by any means, but just know this: those ways involve hard work and dedication. So again, if you're going to be going that route anyway, why not put your walking shoes on and I'll walk with you. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, that's my promise to you guys. I walk every day. I had a surgery in November, gained a little weight, gained a lot of weight actually, but I know how to get rid of it, and I can get rid of it in 90 days. So if you want to kind of copy my formula, please run it by your doctor first, because you want to make sure that you're healthy enough to start a weight loss formula. But you let your doctor know that we're all about walking, we're all about drinking water, and we're about lowering our intake of sugar. I always tell people that when I'm out and about walking, it amazes me that there's never anybody out and about. And you might have noticed through my first couple videos that that's not 100% true. There's always a couple of people walking. But what's interesting is those people that are walking, they're a rarity. They really are. If walking is such a great exercise and everybody agrees it is, then why isn't anybody doing it? And is that why our country is so overweight, Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
It used to be, especially hours after school, which right now that equates, right now it's after school, so to speak. It used to be you would always see kids at the park playing two-hand touch football or something. Apparently that went the way of the dinosaur, because I don't ever see that, And that goes back to what we were saying earlier. If 6 months ago you were 200 and now you're 250 pounds, you're probably not being very active. And I don't know about you, but every time I jog or run, it's miserable after just a couple of seconds of jogging and running. But with walking, God, I'm like the Superman of walking. Not that I'm doing anything special, because anybody can do it, but that's the thing, you can walk forever. It's really amazing. Now, with that being said, there are some negatives to walking forever. It's very easy to get a blister, and
It's very easy to accidentally sprain an ankle or something, so I think it's smarter to go longevity-wise, the long haul, right? The marathon, so to speak, and just walk with me for half hour a day. That half hour will kill 150 to 200 calories, or it'll basically make up for that donut or that Coca-Cola that you're drinking or eating with your meal. So, hey, I know that I probably only have 1 or 2 people watching, if that. I've mentally prepared for the fact that I might be talking to myself for the first year. But if I do have 1 or 2 people that are talking or are watching, I should say, this video, maybe leave a comment, maybe subscribe, maybe hit the thumbs up button if you would. That helps get the video out to other people brave enough to watch. I know that my face isn't the best to look at, but I promise that if you follow my lead, we will both be a lot healthier 90 days from now. So in the mornings, I used to eat Captain Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, fill in the blanks, just put a sweet cereal there, right? Now, what I'll do is I'll have Rice Chex, or I'll have cornflakes minus the sugar, or I'll have oatmeal minus the sugar. So there's things that we can do to fill our stomach, but we have to try to rid ourselves of the sugar. Again, I do have some cheat codes that involve fruit, milk, ice, and a blender. We can actually give ourselves a treat that is really a treat that's not too sweet, but it'll make going without sugar that much easier. You just have to trust me. You're doing good. She was walking on that side, now she's running. So sometimes the music you're listening to can really motivate you, because she was listening to some good mariachi music or something. So let's talk a little bit about Kaizen. If you remember from last time, Kaizen is baby steps. So on your first day, and you can do this for your first week, just take a mental walk with me and take note of all the meals that you're eating and enjoy every bite. Okay? But Kaizen, baby steps would be, okay, now we're going to actually start to walk. If you don't want to walk 30 minutes to start, that's fine. Walk 15 minutes just around your little block there, okay? If you can walk that twice, there's your half an hour, right? What I'd love for you to do is try to do that walk right before you leave the house to go to work. If you don't really want to risk that, then I understand. What you want to do maybe in that case is just wait till you get home, but take that half-hour walk either before work or right after work. And if you're one of these people that you can religiously get home from work and just take a walk in the evening, and that's what you prefer, then by all means do it. I think you get the point, though. We got to find a way to do it every single day. Now, I know that some of us dislike water, but what you need to do is every day at 10 o'clock in the morning, drink a bottle of water. Every day at noon or 1, depending on kind of when you have your lunch, go ahead and drink a bottle of water. And then at 4, 5, or 6 in the evening with your meal, go ahead and drink a bottle of water. If you're not good at substituting sweet teas and juices and soda for water, then we're going to simply put water into your schedule. Again, if you consider that challenging and tough, then I guess this isn't the world's easiest plan for weight loss. But if you consider, pre-planning to drink a bottle of water 3 times a day as easy, which I think you will, then now all we've done is we've started by doing a half-hour walk each day and drinking 3 servings of water, okay? But we're not going to stop there. That's just where we are right now, okay? So you've been doing mental walks with me. I'm losing the weight with you. I'm going through the same cravings for sugar. By the way, every day that you go without sugar, you'll start tasting sugar in things like Rice Chex and cornflakes. It's amazing.
Guys, another thing, if I haven't spoken about it before, and if I have, I might have edited it out, but if you live in a bad neighborhood, okay, drive over to a good neighborhood to take your walks. I don't want you guys putting yourselves in jeopardy. But if it's a suspect neighborhood and you're willing to run, that might be good for your health. You feel like stranger danger is chasing you, you know, put a little hitch in your giddy up, that'll get you moving. And again, I'm really into baby steps, so if you want to start with a 10-minute walk where you just literally go to the end of the street and back, by all means do it. But baby steps mean that we progress. So if your first day or two, you're walking to the end of the street and back, that's fine. But by week 2, you need to be doing that, you know, multiple times, okay? Well, let's try to make it where we can walk 30 minutes a day, and if you want to make that your max, so be it. But in the future, we're going to do extra credit as well. By the way, I'm already doing extra credit. The way you become fond of walking is to really put your best foot forward and walk, okay? If you told yourself you were going to get better at going to the gym, the way you do that is you get in your car and you go to the gym, okay? So if you feel like walking is just something you don't want to do, then again, maybe this easiest weight loss plan is a little too challenging for you. But even if it is a little too challenging for you, don't be afraid to revisit it. My goal is to be here for the rest of my days. God, did I just say that? Carrying this camera forever. I'll eventually have to upgrade the camera. But yeah, when you do stuff like get outside and walk, or get outside and exercise, or go to the gym and exercise, you're escaping the cell phone, you're escaping the internet, you're escaping the web. It can't be good for us to be staring into these screens all day. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go home and stare in the screen for about 3 or 4 hours and try to edit this. By the way, my neighborhood here, non-HOA, right? Which is cool, no HOA fees, but there are some drawbacks. None of the houses look related to each other. There's no uniformity to the paint, so some of them are beige, some of them are green, some of them are yellow. I also have a route where I walk by one that's navy blue. So there are some positives to an HOA, but I still wouldn't want to live in one, you know? It's a lot nicer when you don't have people telling you need to paint your fence, or you need to, you know, get that flag out of your yard. You know, we live in America. You should be able to at least kind of enjoy your property. Even if it disgusts somebody else, you should be able to enjoy it. Now, it's funny I say that, but it's all circumstantial, right? Because if it's your neighbor and they're really messy and all of a sudden their mess is coming into your yard, that's when you wish you had an HOA, you know? So, you know, try to keep in mind that there's pros and cons to everything. But you want to know what else is cool? This isn't one of those plans that gets really that much more challenging. Yeah, there's extra credit where you walk more. And there's baby step progression where we go from, you know, eating less sugar to, you know, eating a lot less sugar, right? But all those things get progressively easier because you're going to be losing weight, so you're going to be craving less. And for the first time ever, you got me, right? You're going to be able to see me lose weight, and you're going to be able to comment that you're going through the same process. Is it the most fun thing not to be able to eat donuts? No, I love the Pershing. Have you ever had a Pershing donut? It's like a cinnamon roll with chocolate on it. Oh my God, to die for.